Hello. Happy Monday, all. How we doing? Hey, how are you? Oh, my welcome in. Hello. Hi. Tiffany, muted. Hello, friends. What's up, Minnie? Good to see ya. Northern, William, Lilac. Hello. Twig, Jazzy, Extreme. Mom of Ducky. What's up, Inu? I saw you earlier. Hi, friend. La, hello. What's up, Charlie? Welcome in. JLB. Tika. What's up, friends? Hi. Mommy Hen, hello. How are you? What's up, Blood Raven? B. Thank you for the 2 months. Appreciate you, homie. How am I doing? I'm all right. We're doing all right. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Hi, Ms. V. I'm a potato. What's up, Night? Oh, yeah. So I decided, because I'd been delaying adding music to the playlist for like ever, I had a really old playlist that I made way back when. So I have combined my normal playlist with the old one. So if we hear any songs that sound just weird or off, or we're like, I don't know, we'll just remove it. But now it's a way bigger playlist. So yeah. Yeah. Law, thank you for the 4 months. Appreciate you. Noise shirt. Thanks, dude. Night, thank you for the 6 months. Hello. Oh my goodness. Night 4. What'd you say? Night 4 of no power. Oh, Crystal, I'm so sorry. I hope that you guys are okay. Yeah, anybody that's affected by the weather, I hope that you guys are doing okay. Hi, Twisted. Hello. Great movie. Possibly my favorite horror movie. Possibly my favorite. Probably my favorite. Yeah. How's the weekend? Weekend was good. We got to spend some time with the fam. Chill. Spend some time with the fam and chill. Blitz, thank you for the follow. Welcome in, by the way. How are you? So, yeah. Today, we have the weekly. And then after the weekly, we are going to continue our no sanity, no evidence, all maps. And we are working our way through the bottom and going around the top. So we've done all the large maps. We're done all the large maps. Thank God. We're at Camp Woodwind, and then we work our way through the top. So hopefully it won't be anything too crazy. What's going on in the U.S.? Another hurricane? I mean, there's one happening now. Yeah. It's crazy, dude. It's absolutely crazy. All the people that were affected by it. It's kind of nuts. Seeing the aftermath. Yeah. I hope everyone here or their families is okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. Lizard, thank you for the 10 months. I appreciate you. And Starry, thank you for the 14. Today is the last day of September. Today is the last day. And the dam that failed? Seriously? Oh, I didn't see that, Inu. Jesus, man. Craziness. Emerald, thank you for the 4. Hello. Don't have hurricanes in the EU here. In the EU. Yeah. Yeah, they happen from time to time. I mean, we've had many hit the States. It's just that certain ones are heavier than the other ones. This was a heavy one. This one was bad. This was bad. This one was super. What the shit? Is that a golden Kappa train? Wait. Excuse you? Pardon? I was like, wait, why the hell's that gold? I haven't seen one of these in a long time. Shit. Oh my God. Tika, thank you for the subs, dude. And thanks for Twitch. Does that mean Twitch is going to have a golden cap emo? Tomorrow starts the birthday month. Let's go. That sounds like a Coach. Chesney was doing a birthday month too. So yeah, all of September was Coach's birthday month. Yeah. Juju, thank you for the 2 months. Hi, friends. So the way that the golden kappa works, if you've never seen it, is if you give 100 bits or more or a sub, you get a golden cap emote for 24 hours. Yeah. I tried to recreate it in like a my face version for tier 3s. So that way they would always have access to one. Owls, hello, friend. How are you? If the music's too loud, let me know. I turned it up just to keep the hype up. Hope everyone's safe from the hurricane. Yeah, same here, dude. Is it just me or did I come into chaos? Confirmed. Holy shit. Oh my God. Grizzly, thank you for the subs. Oh my God. Muted, thank you for the biddies. I appreciate you. I'm a potato. Holy shit. Red, thank you, dude. Appreciate you. Granok, thank you for the gifted to Breeze. I think it's broken. You guys have broke it. It's broken. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's catching up. Headhunter, hello. Glad I stopped in the stream. It's good to see you. We're chilling, dude. We're chilling. We're going to be getting into the weekly after stuff and things. Yeah. Did you finish all the sodas? No, technically I still have some. It's just that there's no goal in mind right now to use them. Yeah. Small, thank you for the sub for 8 months. I don't even know where we're caught up to at this point. Oh, it's Break. Thank you for the subs. Hi, friend. I died laughing so much at the clip. I know I posted it like a day or two ago, Break, but when you were running away from Papa, that was the funniest shit. Just no. Oh, I was laughing so hard. Oh, it hit me in the feels. That was hilarious. It was so funny, man. I love that game. That game's hilarious. I'm glad that they're updating it. I'm glad that they're keeping up with it. Holy moly. Okay. Araby, thank you for the gifted to Wesley. Potato, thank you for more biddies. Shrevy, thank you for the 23 months. Evo, thank you for the 9. Finally getting better at it. Yeah, I think the more we play, the more we learn how to sabotage. I think that's how it helps. Horse Gal! Oh my God. By the way, this is where we are. So the next thing that would be on the list would be merch. But this ends today. They haven't been showing today. Daffodil, try refreshing Twitch. Refresh Twitch. That might do it. Horse Gal, thank you so much. And you forced Twitch to give some too, which is awesome. Because that's still going until the end. Seal, thank you for the Prime. Oh my God. I don't know how I feel about this song. This is like there's a lot of build up, and it almost feels like when it gets to the top of the build, it's just gonna shut off. You're getting your mug this week. Let's go. Dude, there's so many sounds. I know. I can mute the music here. I can mute the music when that's going on. There we go. Holy shit. Overstimulation. Oh, dude. I get overstimulated very easily as well. I feel that right in the feels. Right in the feels. Muted. Thank you so much for the subs. Emily, appreciate you. 16 months. Lemons, thank you for the 22. I know. If you have to mute the stream, I totally understand. I get it, dude. I totally understand. Araby, thank you for the 16. Daffodil. Oh my God, it's resub day too. Daffodil, thank you for the 4. Frank. Hi, Frank. Frank is a shoot now, ask questions later kind of guy, by the way, for anybody that's curious. Frank, thank you for the 19. Cozy, thank you for the follow. This isn't very cozy right now. It might be, it's ironically, it's going to be more cozy when I'm getting hunted by a ghost. So are you? No, I'm not. How dare you? Look, that was one game. I mute the music every second. I know. I could keep it down a little bit. I could just turn it down a little bit. Lady Hoop, hello. How are you? No, he's not. No, that's Frank's. Why does Flash keep getting all the weapons? I couldn't have asked for a better timing. Oh man, I feel bad. That was hilarious though. That was hilarious. Dread is such a good sport. He's a DJ now. I don't have a record here. Damn it. I have records upstairs. That was so good. That was so freaking funny, man. Jesus Christ. Fallen Queen, hello, welcome in. How are you? Mads, thank you for the 8 months. Hi, how are you? Lost Cat, thank you for the gifted. The C4 with Glaze speed run will always be my favorite moment now. The problem was that was before the update. And I was like, crap, I can't really post that as a video now. Need to add an overstimulated sticker. No, that doesn't happen that often. Get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah, for today's weekly, by the way, I have much information. I've got not only our normal page, but Mike has also provided us a lot of details. So, I mean, literally, if you were going to make this from scratch, I have all the details you would need to make it from scratch. Yeah. Vin, thank you for the biddies. Hi, friend. What should you draw next? Toothy McToothface. Yeah. Toothy McToothface. Fruit Wedges, hello. Thank you for the bits. Yeah. Oh, my God. You will get the Kappa. You'll get the golden Kappa after the train is over if you gifted or you gave bits. Yeah, over 100. You will get the golden after it's done. So, patience. Patience. This is old Rocket League shit right here. Hi, Fruit Wedges. How are you? Good to see you. Oh, my goodness. Would it be funny? Oh, for like an overstimulation sticker? That would be kind of funny. Carrier, Emily, thank you, guys. Let me turn this off. I need to turn this off. So you guys can actually see chat. There we go. There we go. There we go. Ninja Potato. Thank you for the 5 months. Hi, friend. This is your favorite song? Is it really? Again, I combined I combined two of my playlists into one. So some of these songs I probably haven't heard in a very long time. So I guess we'll see. Yeah. Lemons, thank you for the bits. With my count, luckily I had Twitch open and so I had to go to Kappa. Hey, friend. JLB, thank you for the 100. William. I want the Kappa train thing, but I'm Headhunter. No, dude, don't worry about it. I appreciate you. Thank you. Don't worry about it. Sinister. Thank you for the biddies. Oh my God. Yeah, I have a link for this playlist. I don't think I have it in a chat command though. So I'll have to make one or update it or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Wait, William, thank you for the bits. Wait. Oh, did somebody actually? Wait, hold on. Lemons, I appreciate you. Nobody ever uses that. The feature to pin your emote message. Nobody ever uses that. I don't know if anybody else sees that happen in any other stream. I never see it. Doing good, Sinister. How are you? Yeah, we definitely can't start Phasmo with chaos things happening. We got to wait for the next one for sure. For sure. Headhunter, thank you, friend. Jack, what's up, dude? How are you? Many much chaos. Yeah. Oh, hello, Mr. Chinggis. Thank you for the biddies, friend. How was the rest of your stream yesterday? How was the rest of your streams? KD, thank you for the 19. Hello. Oh my goodness. Oh, Thunder. Jesus, dude. Doing wonderful. How are you feeling? How's Dahlia feeling? Is she feeling better? Are you feeling okay? You're not getting hit, are you? Oh my God, I'm a potato, dude. Jesus Christ. Look at this emote. Look, this emote's gigantic. You can only read it because of how gigantic its gigantic size is. Siger, how are you? Good Lord. Good Lord. Hello, friends. Hi. We're going to do the weekly after this. I do promise. Rod, thank you for the gifted. Jesus. Meister. Yeah, basically that. It's that emote. Yeah, basically that. Oh my goodness gracious, dude. We all want the merch. It's obvious. Look, it's pretty good. Listen, it's comfortable as shit. Oh, my Lanta. It's a Monday. It's a Monday. Splat, thank you so much. And for the sub, thank you for the 13 months. I appreciate you, Splat. Oh, my Lanta. Ty! Is that your first message? No, Juju, please stop. Stop. Juju, please don't ever worry about that stuff. Listen, I am beyond grateful. I am grateful above and beyond. Don't ever feel like there's some sort of like force, that there's some sort of, okay, play on names. Don't ever feel like you have to do anything other than just hang out, talk, chill, and have a good time. Please, never. I feel like I'm at a rave. Well, this is one of the songs from the normal playlist. This isn't from the new ones. By the way, this playlist I have now has over 6 hours of music, and it's all Monster Cat. So if you have a Monster Cat license, you can use it for any of your content. Any of it. Tiny, thank you for the subs. Jesus Christ. Love the content, Ty. I appreciate that. Thank you. We eventually will have content. I do promise. It will happen. One of these days, Alice. One of these days. I just prestige and Phaz. I'm going to try to do all 100 levels without dying. Hey, that's pretty cool. Dude, I like that. Peachy, so many sounds. Oh, I hate your face. Who did it? Joke's on you. I love that song, nerd. Well, again, I could do this, but then look how awkward this is when there's no music behind it. You see that? I'll just keep it down. Yeah, super weird. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Purple Cat, thank you for the bits. Evie. Oh, hi, Evie. Thank you for gifting to Happy. I want to win the train. How does one win the train? Papa Smurf, ha, friend. Oh, my goodness. Never calm stream. Yeah, lies. The silence is deafening. Yes. Sinister. Thank you for the bits. Jesus Christ. Did you get pied yesterday? I did get pied. I did. Top gifted gets the train. Oh. gets the train, like gets to keep it. So now that I gave bits, I get the train thingy, right? Wait, what? No, if you, with the golden kappa, if you give 100 or more at a time, then you get the emote for 24 hours after the train is over. When the train is done, then it will unlock and you'll see it pop up. It'll pop up in your chat. Yeah. Did the little flashes end up eating all the leftover? Yeah, you know what they did? Izzy told me today what she did. She took the pie and she put chocolate syrup in it. I said, who said it was okay for you to do that? She said, Landon. The 12-year-old told her it was okay. I said, where was your mother? Oh, that's right. She was at a concert. What kind of pie was it? Just whipped cream. I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. That's a really good idea. I was like, you shouldn't have done it, but it's a really great idea. She did ask somebody first. She did. Thunder. Jesus Christ. Meg, thank you for the 13 months. Welcome back. J-Mac, hello. Welcome in. Thunderbolt. Hi, ducks. Fucking 12. Jesus Christ. I don't even know what the highest we've ever had is. Saw the process on her face when she was going to pie you. Oh, I know. I saw it too. All three of them. All three of those little nerds. I saw them. I seen them. Oh my God. Fruit wedges. Thank you for the biddies. Good God. But they're your nerds. That's true. Izzy's Gaston walk. Did you like that? She's just trying to help her big brother prepare for his role. Okay. She's just trying to keep him prepared. I did, Papa Smurf. I did. Yeah, I promised that we would do it last stream. So we did. I did that and the disgusting ass soda. Ass soda. Hey, Jazzy, 19 was the highest. I think I have it in either Discord or it pops up in chat, but I missed it. It was gone. Great ass soda. This is true. This is true. Anonymous, thank you for gifting to Inverted. Oh my God. Woo, baby. Enjoy the emotes, friend. Welcome in. Going back to see that. Yeah, they all three did it, Papa. Yeah, all three of them did it. Yeah. It was all three of them. Hattie, thank you for the 12. Flash, I'm starting my own stream team. I'm calling it Midday Collective. Want to join? Only on Tuesdays. Jesus Christ. Lover God, thank you for the 8-month prime. Hello, friend. Oh, my Lanta. Did I see a VIP redeem? Oh, Janelle, I did. Janelle, I did. I got you, friend. Done and done. How do you make the sound alerts? What do you mean? Like the hey, how are you? Oh, the actual sound? Those are blurps. Those are blurps. Is the VOD on YouTube? Yes. 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 Every one of my streams turns into a VOD, not only for Twitch, but for YouTube, because I have a VOD channel on YouTube. Roxy, ew. Hi, Roxy. Hello, friend. Thank you for the subs. Good gravy. Hey, at least I have a different, at least I have a very long playlist now that we won't hear the songs repeat if we have to sit here long enough. Hi, Azu. How are you, friend? Good to see you. Oh, indeed. Yeah. Found on YouTube, logged into my old Twitch to watch you live. I appreciate it, Charlie. Thank you, man. Thank you, dude. Hi, Dark. Thank you for the bits. Holy shit. There's a drop. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. I forgot whenever it's active, you can actually click and see. I totally forgot about that. Let me see if I can click it and see. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can click and see. Oh, Hattie. Words are hard. Words do be hard. Hattie, thank you for the subs. Oh my Lanta. All right, it doesn't say it for me. Why is it different for me than it is for you? All right, well, we know. We know. Thank you for letting me know. I don't know why. I don't know. I got nothing. I don't know why I can't see it. When I click the drop down, it just says the top of right now. It doesn't say like the highest or anything. Roxy, what the hell are you doing? Hi, Logan. How are you? You're special. That's fine. At least as long as there's one special person that can see all the information, that's all we need to know. That's all we need. You saved up all your pennies for the VIP. Oh my God. There's a lot going on. Fancy. I know. Like I said earlier, the funny part is it's going to relax. It's going to relax when we get into getting hunted by a ghost. Yeah. Ironically. Headhunter. Oh, thank you for the bits, dude. I appreciate you. Level 12. Holy shit. Purple cat. I got nothing, dude. It'll relax. Oh, is that how it works? I don't know if that's how that works. Oh, my Lanta. We need a butt tattoo. That's not how this works. Excuse you. That is not how this works at all. No. Unas, thank you for the gifted to Medic. That is not how this works. My wife would not approve. She would not approve of these things. Break, thank you for the Dumbledore. Oh my God. No clue who gave me a sub. If you ever get gifted a sub, no matter where it's from, if you check your notifications on Twitch, it'll tell you who it was from. It would tell you. Oh my God. Couldn't let the chaos end. Oh, I appreciate you. Who the the F just did that anonymously? Are we breaking him? It's too late. We're already almost at the next goal. Jesus Christ. Croster sees me speechless whenever Crow uses the blurb for the freaking drops. Roxy, shut your lips right now. You shut your lips. Oh my goodness. Is it golden? Yes. Yeah, it's a golden Kappa train. Yeah. To start the stream, the last day of September. Yes. Well, whoever the hell anonymously just did that. Butt tattoo. You guys make me sick. Make me sick. And you forced Twitch to give subs too, which is fucking hilarious. By the way, I gotta point out how funny that is. Shut up, Roxy. Oh my God. The other guy, hello, how are you? Welcome. Hi, Banana. I'm good. William, thank you so much. Tika. Ay. Listen, my wife would never approve of these things. She's the one that gets to approve where that would even go if that ever happened. There's no shot. There's no shot. She would be like, Fingy's butt tattoo? Shut the hell up. Those are apocalypse skulls on my shelf. Yes, they are. You can't see them right now, but yeah. Yeah. Somebody made them for me. Yeah. Yeah. Aren't they awesome? I love them. Thank you for the Prime. Alerts are getting a hard workout today. We're stress testing. We're stress testing. Croster. Whoever the hell keeps gifting anonymously. Fingies, like when you get eaten on each side of the... Wait. Janelle, what? How much can it handle? Listen, no, I'm sure that it could do... listen, I've seen a pirate software stream. I know that alerts can handle a lot, depending. Yeah. Oh my God. Peggy, thank you so much for the subs. You guys are fucking nuts. Holy shit. Tori, hello. How are you? Welcome in. Good to see you. Hi. Drago, thank you for the bits. Estepex, thank you guys. Jeez. Games will happen today. I do promise. I do promise they will happen today. Nuts is the right word. Correct. Salted and unsalted. I have both of Coaches on my shelf. Wait, are they over here or over there? Yeah, they're over there. Yeah. That sounded slow. Master, hello, friend. Thank you for the 53 months. 53? Do you know what the ironic part of this is? Do you realize how many subs Twitch has had to gift because of this? I heard a little distortion. I heard it slow. I heard the prime alert slow down. Oh my God. Roxy, thank you so much for the subs. You effing guys. Heard that too earlier. It was odd. Yeah, I think it was being stress tested. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit. Alice said, thank you for the 8 months. Hello. Sorry, the music has to... Oh, no. Sitting at a total of 91. Oh, my God. Astronix, I saw a channel where, like, the top gifter in the channel was, like 40, like 30 or 40, but Twitch had gifted, like, 80. I don't know how that works. Why is Twitch giving subs? Because for September, for the last like however many days, if you gift 5, Twitch gifts 1. But I don't understand completely how it works because I think it's random how many they gift. I don't think it's like 5 and then 1 every time. Sometimes it's like 10 gifted and then it gifts 5. I don't understand how it works, but the document, like the documentation everywhere says you gift 5, it gifts 1. But that's not the case. I saw Twitch give 15 subs when someone gifted 5 yesterday. I don't understand. I mean, hey, if there's a time we're not going to complain, it's definitely then. But yeah, I don't understand. You saw it gift 3 subs for someone gifting 1 yesterday? Yeah, I got nothing, dude. I got nothing. I don't know. Thunderbolt, thank you for the 5 subs. And thank you for forcing Twitch to gift to Vix. It's extremely random. Thought it was all September. No, it was just for like the last like 10 days, 5 or 10 days or something like that. I'm pretty sure. Guar, thank you for the prime. What a great name. Quirky, thank you for the bits. Forever lurker. Hey, we love our lurkers. Level 15. Jesus Christ. I got 4 from Twitch out of someone gifting 10. I got nothing. We just work here. I want Halloween merch. It's coming. It's coming. We're working on it. We're working on it. Izu's working on it. I'm just sitting here like, hey, how's it going? Izu's working on it. Patience. We want it to be perfect. We want it to be good. Why are the lights out of stock? Because they are only available for a certain amount of time. There's a cooldown because we don't want someone to have a seizure because the lights are changing like every 2 seconds. Yeah. Anonymous, thank you for gifting another. Yes. See, there's the amazing artist that created the Plushies Attack shirt. It's Izu right there. Right there. It's Dak's birthday tomorrow. Happy early birthday, Dak. I don't know if you're here or not. Murphy, thank you for the bits. Emily, hello, friend. How are you? Roxy. Oh, he is. Dak, hi. Well, happy early birthday. Are you doing anything cool? Need to do the plushie. Dude, it's just super comfy. Super comfy. Awesome design. I love it. I love it. He's lame. Work. Oh, he's lame. He's just doing his job. Okay. Hyper. Stefan, hello. How are you, friend? No, stop it. We're not doing a goo tattoo on my butt. Hyper would never allow it. Right, Hyper? Time to end the stream. Doing good. Hope you're good as well. I am, friend. I hope everything's treating you well. Oh, my word. Go in the booty. Oh, okay. Listen, you don't got to word it like that. I vote for UV fingies. Someone else said about it, like just getting a UV tattoo just because. It's like that actually would be kind of sick. That would be kind of cool. Oh, my word. Goo. Don't ask the chair where to get the tattoo. I have one tattoo. I have a tattoo on my back right here. When I turned 18, I just really wanted a tattoo. I didn't even care what it was of. I just walked into a tattoo shop and I'm like, give me a book. Yeah, that one. Sure. I don't care. Now to tell the wife, no, you leave her out of this. You leave her out of this right now. SGT, thank you for the biddies, friend. Fast hat. Listen, we're very far away from that. But understand that if that ever did happen where you guys got to choose, you guys would choose. So, I mean, fast tattoo, I think Vin said a Reptar tattoo, whatever. I mean, it would be your choice. The only stipulations would be my wife needs to approve it and I get to choose where and size. Yeah. There's a lot of votes for goo, which is nude ghost going through dots. All right. Well, maybe we're not going to ask anybody what we're going to get. We're just going to ignore. UV goo train. Oh, I know. You listen here. You listen here. Jesus Christ, what is wrong with you guys? What was the noise that I heard, by the way? Oh my God. Was that somebody getting merch? I'm confuzzlement. Just the text, elderly victim. You hear noises? Something, dude, at this point. Marcel, thank you so much for the gifted. I appreciate you. Moon Bunny, hi. You gifted 2 golden kappa. Okay. All right. Do you think there's somebody that actually goes around actively as the golden kappa account? I did gift a sub to Moon's channel to Justin Trudeau. Twitch is the conductor. Are you serious? Yeah, it is. It's one of them. Yeah, it is. I see it there. Theo, hey, how are you, mug? If you guys type join in chat, you could win a mug. Type the word join. Charlie, yeah, there's no way I would be able to play the game right now. There's no shot. There's no way. Not yet. There's no way. It's all right. We're close to the end. It's fine. It's level 16, dude. We're getting close. I need more mugs. Yeah, that's us. We have like 2 shelves of mugs. The shelves are doing this guy right here where they're bowing in the middle because of how heavy it is. Yeah. We even got rid of some recently. We need to get rid of more. Already got my mug from another giveaway. Hey, I love mine too. What am I joining? The mug giveaway, Chinggis. Fro, hey, how are you? Birthday mug? I don't know. Yeah, you got red on you. Splat. Splat, enjoy the mug. GG's, Fred. GG's. I have a new to me show to watch for spooky season. Oh, what show? There's like a horror show that like just came out. I'm fairly certain there's like a horror show that like just released. Yeah. Holy shit. What the fuck's a hype chest? Really hope they put a ghost ship in the map. I don't know if they're ever going to do that. Where can I get the merch? If you do exclamation point merch. Yeah. Yeah, it's a hype chest. I guess it's a way to unlock the emote. I guess. I don't know. Mrs. Juice, thank you for the 10 months, guys. Crazy talk. Level 16. Flash, don't forget to knock on the Gothic. Maintain low tones. All right. Hi, Mr. Kill. Hi, friend. How are you? All right, let me update this. And once I update this, then we can start actually playing games. Twitch was the sub leader. Make sure you thank Twitch. Thank you, Twitch. Twitch was our sub leader, by the way. So I have to give away merch as well. We'll do that here shortly. I'm not going to do it immediately because after the weekly. Well, after the weekly, we'll do the merch giveaway. Okay. To Demon, by the way. Roger that. Roger that. Brian, thank you for the 2 months. Hello. Well, for anybody that did get a golden kappa, enjoy, but thank you so effing much. Holy shit. Thank you for the mug. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can thank your gifter. You can thank your gifter. I am not a yokai. Coach probably is, though. Waiting on the Halloween merch. It'll be coming, friend. It'll be coming. You know how Van and Graham mentioned your clip was like a game of Doom? I Doomified your clip. You did not. Should I show it on stream? The merch giveaway is going to be today. We're going to do it today. Yeah, I'm not going to wait. We're just going to do it today. All right. Hold on. Oh my God. All right. I paused it. I paused it. All right. Let me switch over to the main and let me get Phasmo running. Oh, my Lanta. Well, that was something different for a Monday. I saw people in Flash merch at TwitchCon. Hey, I'm pretty sure that Crow was there wearing a Flash shirt when the Doom music hits. I'm pretty sure. I need to, for now, we're just going to update this one. The sub goal ticket. Yeah. It's on the way. It's on the way. Yeah, absolute chaos. If you get overstimulated easily, I do apologize. I'm sorry, not sorry kind of thing. Sorry, not sorry.
There's some jobs ready for you.
Okay. First game, Mayor. Had my volume so way down. Oh yeah, I've done it before. I totally understand. Sometimes when I'm at work and I'm watching streams, sometimes like a lot of things will be happening at once while I'm trying to watch the stream but also work. So I'll just mute the stream at that point. I'll just mute it. Dear Twitch, you take forever to update stuff. Okay. Actually, you know what? We're going to watch this first and then we'll go to Phaz. We're going to watch this first and then we're going to go to Phaz because Kill did a thing. Kill did a thing and I want to watch the thing. Okay. You ready to see the thing? So I posted a clip playing Lockdown Protocol where I basically went on a shoosting spree while Papa went on a stabbing spree, and we ended the game in like less than 2 minutes. In less than like 2 minutes, I think. So Kill's a pretty creative little being. And I don't know what this is, but we're about to find out.
How does Flash keep getting all the weapons?
What the fuck, dude?
Oh no.
The Glade growl, get out of here. Dude, did you hear all that shit? I'm so sorry for this. I'm so sorry. Listen.
Do you see what I fucking started? Do you see what I fucking started?
Kill, you know I love you, right? Kill's a pretty funny guy. Oh man, that's good. Did you see the face changing every time? Tom. That was good. The growl coming out of Glay was perfection. Oh, that was so funny, dude. That was so good. You know, one of my favorite clips that I created that was the most stupidest thing that I could have ever done was one that I made for Tom. Whenever he does drops, I would always drop goo because my goal was to always hit him in the face with the goo drop. And I made it. I don't know where it is. It's probably on Twitter, living somewhere. I saved it, I'm sure, somewhere. But I don't know. It cracks me up so much. Tom, how are you, friend? How was your day? Hi, Andy. Okay. So, about that whole Phaz thing I heard about. What's up, Max? That was a lot. Oh, my goodness. Yo, Mr. Ziggs, what's up? Welcome in, dude. Phaz, what's that? Oh, no, I heard it's a thing. Hey, gameplay. Oh, that's so funny. Phaz, never heard of her. Yeah. Do we play that here? Sometimes. Occasionally. After we do the weekly, I'll do the merch giveaway. Okay? So after the weekly, we'll do it. We're not going to wait till another stream. I'm not going to wait till next month. No. We're just going to do it today. We're going to do it today. And it's not just going to be one thing either, because it was further down the line for our goal. So that is going to be a larger giveaway. Multiple giveaways. Yeah. What does it entail? A few couple things. We'll see when we get there. Way to be specific. You're very welcome. Take out a loan and get the tattoo. Go get out of here. Get out of here. Oh man, you guys are nuts. Thank you guys so much. That was a hell of a start. All right, let me make sure that I've got everything else a cracking, and then we will roll. This I might need to change. Can I change the zoom on different pages? No. That's okay. I'll just manually adjust it, and then we'll be fine. You'll understand what I'm saying in a second. Marvelous, hello. This challenge was fun. I don't know if I remember it. I don't know if I remember. Pepperidge Farm members. Anyone else want to live at Willow? I mean, Willow's not that bad. I like Willow. It's my favorite map to play. You like how they changed the miling? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Not enough bedrooms? Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Max, I'm good. How are you? Ridgeview's a pretty nice house. Ridgeview's pretty nice. Made it quieter. Oh, you mean since like way back? Changed the flashlight trick? The flashlight still works when you throw it on the ground and you listen for footsteps. Still works for me. For to live at Edgefield? Ah, that's too condensed. It's too tight. It's too much. It's too much. Too much. Halen, hello. Hi. Oh, Rikachu, I appreciate it. Thank you, friend. Could live at Point Hope. Oh, yeah. Hold on, I gotta go to the bathroom. The dog needs to go out. God damn it. Currently making armor. Nice. That's pretty rad. Okay. Skeet up, bot up. I feel like Sunny would be a good house. What? Sunny would be a good house. What the hell? What the hell? Rusty, thank you for the subs. Thank you, friendo. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my Lanta. All right, I need I need this open. Totally forgot to open this. Okay. All right. I'm now ready to go. Twitch is making sure you get the tattoo. Rusty, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Think prison would be fun to live at? What the who are you? What up, Jackson? How are you? All right. I think we're good. Okay, finally. This week's challenge is vulnerable. You'll be going into this one with no defenses. Be careful out there. This is going to be at Willow, our favorite. 3 times we get our 5K. And let's look at our settings, which we actually have more details of now. So let's sneak a peek. Shall we? Shall we? Started learning fast from you and Instant Vids. I remember, I think you were like, back then, oh my God, fresh. Did you have a different Twitch account back then? Do the challenges repeat? Yes. Yes, they eventually do repeat. Yeah, they kind of come back around. You'll see this is like our 4th time going through it. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Let us go over here so you can see what I'm looking at. All right, so for our deets, we have 3 evidence, 100% player speed, 100% ghost speed. We have the voodoo doll. And then it looks like we have a bunch of tier 1. So we'll see how this goes when we don't have any smudges, which is great. It's almost like we're vulnerable or something. It's bullshit. But there's a difference today because he did do something. There's a difference today. So, this lovely little bean. Can I get this on one single page? I mean, that's good enough. If you want to, you can always like zoom in or whatever if you want to look at. But here, we'll zoom in a little bit for now. So, what he actually did was Mike went in and did some more work to provide you what it would look like if you created this custom yourself and what the multiplier would be if you did it by yourself. So you can see your player settings, you can see the ghost settings, and you can see the contract. And the reward would technically be 2.5 if you did this without the weekly. Yeah, Mike's pretty awesome. He's a pretty cool guy. Pretty cool guy. But yeah, if you want to be surprised by the weekly, if you don't want to know anything about it, then don't look at any of the details. Don't look at any of that jazz. But this is like the 4th time around, so it's not like that much of a surprise. Yeah, but we can see all the things here. So there you go. If you need to look at that, you can always pause, whatever you need to do. But there you go. There you go. I think we're good to go. Alyssa, hello. Why is this not working again? What the? Boop, 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 boop. Gotta like disconnect and reconnect this like every time. It's a nice graphic layout. Yeah, I dig it. It looks cool. It looks pretty cool. New track, isn't it? Well, for this playlist, it is. Yeah, so this one, I need to update the command in chat, but I can give you the playlist link so you can see it. It's here. That's the playlist I'm using right now. Yeah, it's called Monster Cat FlashForce playlist. Yep. It's got over 6 hours. Over 6 hours of music. Yep. All right. So, weekly. After the weekly, we are then going to do the merch giveaway. After the merch giveaway, we're going to continue the no sanity, no evidence. Okay? That's how it's going to go. Hey, what's up, Katie? Robust, hello, Kelvin. I can actually see the messages now. Badge looks dope. I love it. Yeah, it's if you're a kinetic partner. How do you choose the people you give away to? We have a bot that will do it. Yeah. Over 6 hours of Rocket League memory. And dude, listening, I still like a lot of the music. I still like a lot of it. All right, let's do it. Let's go. Sorry for the questions. No, you're fine. Don't worry about it, man.
All right, we're here. Take a look at the equipment.
Okay.
Prepare accordingly.
Time guess total, like how long is it going to take me to do the weekly? Well, I have sanity. We have the voodoo doll. I mean, I guess I could force it to hunt. I'm going to guess 38 minutes. I'm going to guess 38 minutes. It's my story and I'm sticking to it. Okay. All right, Brendan, let's do the ting. Let's do the ting. Well, we have flashlights. We got this. We got this. We have 3 evidence. So, I mean, really, we could just go in, get all of our evidence and dipsy doodle. Or try to. All right. What am I looking for? I know what the cursed object is. Do I have power? No. Ghosty. What up, Frank? What was that? Was that the knife? No. Or a wrench? Hello? EMF 5. It moved the knife now. All right. Phone. You're sussing a stinky spirit. It took the knife. Careful, SpongeBob. Careful, SpongeBob. Our sanity's at 92, which is perfectly fine. I'm not stressed. I'm not stressed about it. Demon's out of the question. No. That was that is a cartoonish looking bone. It really is. I still don't have the power on. It's breaking the art. Uncultured swine. Ah. You there. Stop it. Hey, Headhunter. Dude, it's so active. Can it be a... No, it can't be. What are we doing? We're doing the weekly. Cyber, thank you for the follow. Nick, hello. What up, Beast? We're at 91 still. Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. You like listening to me yell at the ghost? Wow. You can, yeah, you can place the tier 1 dots. Yeah. I'm pretty sure when it first came out, you couldn't. But then they changed that. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you near? Are you here? Where are you? Are you near? Are you close? Are you far? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? The tier 1 does suck. But you are right here. Right here. Where are you? Are you near? Maybe freezing? Nope, not yet. It's so loud, dude. I could go turn on the power, but I don't know if we need to. You know what I should do? No. Let's go get the juice real quick. I'm gonna grab the camera and we're gonna watch for dots. And keyboard or controller. Oh, mouse and key. Tom's a madman. Why is that so clear? Yeah, Tom plays on a controller. He's insane. He is nuts. Promise. Thank you for the sub. This. Go in here. Make sure we leave this in there. Where's my Camerato? Turn that off and we watch. Actually, hold on. That might be better, actually. Yeah, I think there's a better chance of us getting it if we see it there. Okay, that made no sense. Was the ghost out of the room? I have a lot of crazy friends. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, you're invisible. That's not even fair. It did shut the door in my face. Hi, Dream. Sounds like they have a cold. They do sound a little congested, don't they? Come on, just give me dots. Give me dots so we can move on with our lives. You know you want to. Who needs to see it anyway? Yeah. Oh, let's see what we have here. It's not going to be you, so we don't see you. Dots, writing, or freezing? I mean, it could be just be freezing. Crap. Kind of realized I don't have any sanity. Please? Please? Do I play an instrument? Yeah, I used to play guitar a bunch, but I stopped just because life. We'll take you, and you. They sound like you every morning you wake up. I did get UV. Yes. I did. So you're saying there's a chance. You're an active little bean. Okay, dude. Stop it. No. No. It's trying to fart on me. No. Leave me alone. Back off. This isn't going to be helpful because if it's dots, I'm not going to be able to see it in person. And also that's useless. Oh, I need to check freezing. Oh, what the fuck? It's cold, but it's not cold enough. Stop. Dude, seriously. Leave me alone. It's going to event in here. It's going to turn off that light and then it's going to hunt. What the? Dude. I almost want to use Frank to force it to hunt. No hiding. I don't think so. Dude, holy shit. Hi. Are you cold? Yee. It's a Goryo, isn't it? It's not a Jinn. It didn't sprint. I have the power on. That's got to be a Goryo that's just being a butthole. I don't like you. Are Goryos always buttholes? I mean, this is true. All you do is scream and hide and Phaz? That's okay. It's got to be a Goryo, though. I would love to just see the dots on sheer principle. But because we don't have orbs, we were not getting Spirit Box. And either way, look, if I uncheck Spirit Box, look what we have. So cancel that out, right? None of the ghosties left. Freezing or dots. We're not seeing freezing. Also, the ghost didn't sprint at us. Process of elimination, that's got to be a Goryo. It did fart in my general direction. This is true. Now we just want to see dots just to say, hey, we saw it. Give it a toot. It already gave me one. It gave me one multiple times. Did you see the plate? Did you see the plate land perfectly on the table? Psych, 2 evidence run. Gotcha. No, I think it's just a jerk. It did not sprint at me when it had line of sight of me. Also, did it just shut off the power? I'm fairly certain it either kicked the power. It's in there throwing shit still. It either kicked the power or it shut that light off, but I think it kicked the power. Just give us the dots, please. I just want to be sure. We'd still get Goryo dots. Absolutely. We sure would. Unless there's something we're missing. It's dude perfect. Avora, hello, how are you? Close this and open this. All right, keep your eyes on that. But look how long this takes. If I'm wrong, that makes sense why it's taking so long. But not showing itself once? Like, look at here. Let me do this. Hold on. Can I still do it? There. Let's back up a little bit. Oh, shit. Like, damn it. All right. That's the best I can do right there. All right. So we have EMF 5. We have ultraviolet. We are not getting the third piece of evidence. It closed the book, so it can't be writing. We don't have orbs. And even with like this, even like this, it leaves you Jin or Goryo. So even like this, you have these two ghosts. It did not sprint at me. I'm going to have to go back in if it's not going to give me dots because I'm doubting myself because this turd will not show dots. So if it closes the book, it's automatically no writing as long as you're playing on professional or lower. If you're playing on professional, intermediate, or amateur, if it throws the book and doesn't write in the book, no writing. Waited for like 10 minutes and just left, hoping I was right. Oh my God. Somebody just did something on Throne. What did you do? If this is dots, this is the most ridiculous thing in the world. I mean, I guess I could die. It doesn't really matter. I've got to go risk it for the biscuit, though. I have to. Look, it's in there doing shit. Hey, Zora. Dumb Jen. Let's go find out. You know what? I'm willing to risk it. I'm willing to risk it. I don't need anything. We're just going to run in there. Ooh, the power's still on. And the power's still on because we know because of that. Interesting. PSU, hello. It just did the dots while I was gone. No freezing. Negative. These lights works when the fuse box is out. I don't know why I thought those lights turned off. I don't know why. Would you leave me alone? You bully? This is the most ridiculous thing ever. The ghost is in front of us, by the way. Okay, now it's next to me. But if it walks in here, I'm not going to be able to see the dots. I'm about to let it get me. It's being a gory no. No, it's not sprinting. Negative on the sprint. Okay, you piece of shit. pie. Oh, it just hates the tier 1 dots. I guess so. Yeah, man. We're just gonna go Goryo. I would love to see them just to be like, hey, there's the dots. I'm uninstalling this game. I'm uninstalling it right now. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed Phasmo. We are now going to be a Minecraft streamer. It's the stupidest shit I've ever seen.
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
We're lockdown protocol streamers now. Well, it was good. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Oh my God, what a jerk. All right, well, at least we got it. All right, next. Never mind, this is going to be a 1-hour challenge. Son of a bitch.
We've arrived. Check the equipment and get set up before investigating.
It walked directly to the camera. Yeah,
Whoever was
out of
here
spite.
must have summoned the ghost.
17 minutes down. Shit, I gotta hurry up. All right. I gotta... oh, I have ads right now. Shit, I have ads. Hold on, we're gonna wait for the ads. We're gonna wait for the ads. We still have 20 minutes left. I mean, these might... yeah, if they're not Goryos, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. All right. We have ads. We're gonna run the... we're gonna let them run real quick. Pause the timer because of ads. Thank you. Played the Minecraft Phasmo map. I've played Minecraft Phasmo before. Yep. Dots were paid actor. Confirmed. I'm merciful sometimes. Sometimes. Whatever will I do? Just hang out. Why is it not working? It should be. Want to play Phas again? You should. Sawyer, it might just be taking some time to update is all. Kind of watching it as well. If we don't get Stinky Ghost, who actually gives us evidence, we'll be fine. Oh, well. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's just being slow. It's just being slow. We're all right. All right, 40 seconds. 40 seconds will be good. Be a Roblox streamer. Get out of here. Went on the PlayStation Store. They don't have Phasmo yet, but you can put it on the wish list. Yes. Yeah, they announced that you can wish list it. You just can't obviously get it yet. What's hilarious, I was like, wait, there's ads? And I remember I went to go post a funny photo of Phasmophobia as an N64 cartridge on the Reddit for Phasmo. And I put the posts, I forget what the heading was. It was like, who's ready for console? It literally got auto muted because it had the word console in it. Damn it, Bobby. Thank you for the Prime. Hey, Slimy. Yeah, so if you're going to post anything on the Phasmo Reddit that has anything to do with console, I would maybe think about titling it like the platforms that shall not be named. Just paying us. What do you mean? All right, ads are done. We're back. Okay, I waited for you. I waited for the ads to be done. We're back. How much is it gonna be for console? $19.99. It's the same across everywhere. PlayStation, Xbox, Steam. It'll be $19.99. Oh, it is $19.99. The platforms that shall not be named. Yeah. So if you don't want your post to get muted, that's what you do. Would they bring back the old audio? They're not going to. This is more realistic. Restart the timer. Oh, sorry about that. My bad. Okay, let's go. All right, Jim, I need you to be way better this time. I need Jim to be way better than our last ghost. Let's go, Jim. Console to Mort. That's right. Okay, that's such a natural thing for me to look for the music box, and we know we don't have it. Jim the Gen. I'd be cool with that. Hi, Rose. Are they not cool with Phasmo being brought up to the console? I think that I guess they got annoyed with people asking when it was coming out, so they just started muting anyone that said the word console. Which, I don't know. Muting the conversation about console is kind of weird. But that's also why there's only like 20 or 30 active people in a 190,000 person Reddit. Ghosty! Don't make me use the voodoo doll. I'll do it. Hello? It's a wild time. There's some funny posts that go in there, man. Probably full of the console question. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I said this in the partner chat. I said, to be fair to them, to be fair to them, they have been waiting over a year. So I'm sure the excitement is probably pretty high. Ghost. You're not a Jim? Oh, no. Would I play console? Why would I play console if I'm on PC? Which radio was that? Is that this one? Yeah, F them shoes. Yeah, you tell them. All right. Found our ghost. To try it. Oh, probably. Yeah, I've got an Xbox upstairs that I could probably hook up down here to give it a try. Excited for it to come out. I know. Well, if you have excitement, contain it if you're going near the Reddit. Just make sure you deliver that excitement either inside of the official Discord or maybe on Twitter. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. We're at 88, which is fine. No, Kotan, it's not going to be on Xbox 360. It's also not going to be on Atari, and it's also not going to be on Virtual Boy. Wait, did I just hear another switch? I did. You're 100% not a mayor. What about Dreamcast? Maybe. How sick would that be, though? Right, so let's put some dots down, put a book down, go get more stuff. Sega. You never said no Game Boy. Sorry for the win. Let's go. I got my Game Boy back there. It's on the shelf. He's on the shelf. That guy, get that guy, get that guy. 82 are still rocking, and that'll be everything. All right, let's double check this real quick. Give it a look-see doodle. Phasmo 64 would be pretty sick. I'd be 100% for it. Commodore. Good grief. Calm yourself. Nothing. Nothing yet. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you far? Where are you? Are you near? That was really rude to walk in that and then stop. Where are you? Are you near? Are you far? Are you close? Where are you? Come on, brah. Oh, writing. That was rude AF. So it stepped in the salt, except it didn't keep walking. So I have no idea if we have UV or not. Delish. A door touch would be nice. Ghosty. Hello. No freezing yet. No freezing, no dootskis. Nothing. Many much rudeness. Many much. Sounded weird. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you close? What are you hiding? We have writing. I'm not getting spirit box. We don't have orbs. No ultraviolet. It's not Obake, so we can cancel that out. I'm not seeing you. Would you be, though? Would you? It's not freezing, though. Shade being shady? I think it might be freezing and our temps are taking 15 years. You son of a bitch. Now we need EMF 5. It did throw the shoes when I walked in the room. That's a really good point. So if the ghost was in the room with me when that happened, it wouldn't be a shade. Ooh. Okay. Hi, Frank. Shh. Quiet. Who's excited? Frank's excited. This might be a Moroi. This could possibly be a Moroi. Let's F it. Let's make it hunt. Why was it so quiet? Why? What the hell kind of ghost is this? So, if you have, I have writing and freezing 100%, no questions asked. This is the only ghost that would be faster out of these that doesn't have line of sight. Why is it so quiet? That was the weirdest damn thing ever. My bestie said if I want to get good at Phasmo, I need to watch you. Who lied to you, meow? Because it's Phas. What the hell? All right. Get us out. Get us out. What the? That was possibly the quietest ghost. That was possibly the quietest Moroi that I've ever heard.
Welcome back.
10 minutes remain. Roger that. Thank you. Thank you, Hyper. All right. Moroi. Wow, that was extremely quiet, and I don't understand why, but we got it. That's what counts. So moving on.
We've arrived.
Moving on.
The equipment and get set up before.
All right, we need to floor it. To stay within my time frame, I said we need to do it in 10 minutes. So let's rock. Let's rock. 10 minutes for what? I just said how long it would probably take to do the weekly. And we had a Goryo on our first one. That was a stinker. Oh my God, I did it the third time. Literally every time. Was that here? Where'd I hear that? I heard a shuffle. Is that in the exact same spot? Revenge of the Goryo? Thought more words were quiet. No, that's Mylings. Mylings are quiet. Yeah, thank you for the follows, guys. Meow, thank you. Let's get this. We need to floor it. Floor it! Yeah, Mylings are the sneaky snakes. Morroys are not. I don't understand why that one was so quiet. Unless you're roaming. Is that over here? Oh, you sneaky snake. It's in here. I can't see anything. Can't see anything. I'm a snake. Goo. Okay. Shh. We need to go get a UV. We need to go get a UV. Open your eyes, silly. UV, spirit box, salt, just in case it disappears and we need it to show that it's stinky. Yes, of. We have of. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you close? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? Are you far? Where are you? Are you near? Why was that partially muffled? My game is laggy. What the fuck? Are we okay? Faz, you good? You alright? Weezer much? Heard me complaining? Listen! Rightfully so. Back upstairs. We got the power. Now we can turn on some lights. Actually see what the hell we're doing. Actually see what the hell is going on. No freezing yet. None of that. None of that. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Dude, I think I found like the lag combo. What the fuck? Anytime I walk in that room, I'm lagging. What the hell is going on? Is there a memory leak? I'm fine here. I am perfectly fine right here. Right here. The second I go in that room, I start lagging. Hello? Oh, geez. Or anytime I'm inside of that room. What the fuck? Oh, no, it's you! Run! Dude, what the fuck is going on? Vaz is having a hiffy. What do I have any evidence right now? I have UV, right? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? I don't think it's here anymore. I think it's in here. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you close? Are you near? Where are you? Are you near? Mother effer, dude. In the book? Where'd the book go? I do have writing. Multi-demon miling. Okay, let me go in here for a second. Multi-demon miling. So, EMF 5, freezing, or spirit box. Footsies. But look, it's hotter in there. It's colder in here. I was not getting spirit box. I guess right now is we're going to get an EMF 5. Ghosty, touch stuff. Hey, touch more things. Hey. Hey. Do the tag. Hello? Perhaps this smiling is just gonna be stupid loud. Yeah, maybe. Oh my god, it's being lame though. Alright, F it. F it. F it. It's almost freezing, yeah. But normal ghosts can go down to as low as 1 degree. So, gotta be careful, SpongeBob. Do I have my flashlight on me? I do. Where is it? I don't hear shit. Bolty? Yeah, but I wasn't getting spirit box. You're right. Are you done yet? It's downstairs. There we go. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you near? Are you close? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? Where are you? Are you near? Are you far? Where are you? Are you near? Are you here? Are you near? Are you far? Where are you? Are you near? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? You're telling me this is not a Polty? Hush! Now it sounds like a miling. EMF, ultraviolet. So it's got to be a miling. Has to be. It's a miling that's just tossing a ton of crap. Oh, the game is absolutely trolling us. Oh, 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. So ridiculous. It's a troll-a-thon. Okay. That's a miling. A very polty miling, this is true.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
Guessed it with 20 seconds to spare, but you were 15 seconds to the van. Hey, it's close enough. Oh, you stinkers. Oh, these ghosts were jerks. But we got it, though. There's our 5K. Nicely done. And we got the firelights. Sweet. Gabby, hello. Saturn, thank you for the biddies, by the way. My friend. All right. Well, there's the weekly. Good grief. Oh, now can we go outside in the rain? Oh, to wash it off? To wash all of it off? Yeah, we totally could. Siren's Deadliest Song. Thank you for the 22 months. Hi, friend. What up, Jamie? What are you hoping they'll do for the Halloween update? That's a great question. I don't know. Oh, with the tier 3 firelights. Yeah. It's a great question because I honestly have no clue what they're going to do. I don't know. I hope something super cool. I mean, I definitely liked last year's. Last year's was pretty freaking cool. So I hope that this year is going to be something just as neato. You think it's going to be spooky themed? What if it's not? You don't know. What do you think? It's Halloween or something? That's just silly. That's just silly. Who? Who was being a troll? Oh, the ghost was being a troll. Yeah, that's true. Last year was the pumpkin hunt, right? Yes, I believe so. Wait, was it last year or the year before where we had to collect the items and put them into the pot? Wasn't that last year? Yeah, it was this one. Yeah. We had to put him in the cauldron. Yeah, with Toe. That's when we met Toe. Yeah. Yeah, so this is the one from last year. This is the one from the year before it. Yeah. Unfortunately, when you do this, it goes dark. I don't know why that exists, but it does. So this is the closest thing we can get outside of going into VR and zooming in. This is what we got. Right here. So that was last year's. Or here, these are both of them. It'd be fun to do limited time maps of famous horror movie sites. Camp Crystal Lake, Conjuring House or something. Yeah, they'd have to, I don't know. They'd have to partner with people like that. And they'd, for them to do a limited time new map, very unlikely. Hi, Mr. Tater. Do I play public lobbies much? No, not really. Sometimes. It'd be a lot of work. Yeah, that'd be a lot of work. Copyrights, all that jazz. Yep. What's up, Sick? It would be super cool. Don't get me wrong. We talked about the idea of the weeklies being more immersive in the sense of, and like if you have a challenge, it's not just, hey, you could go into custom and then make this yourself and set all the settings and then go, but more like you can only play the game like this by doing the weekly. I think it would incentivize people doing the weekly more. Maybe to restart the game because of the lag. Yeah, that might not be a bad idea. Yeah, let's do that. That's not a bad idea. Freaking the living room was super laggy for some reason. I don't know why. Wish they had a no evidence preset. I wish that they had one as a preset as well. Oh, the giveaway. Yeah. We'll do that when I open Phas back up. Yeah. We have merch to give away. Yeah. Should add a dead ghost hunter. Wait, they should add dead ghost hunters to the map and some lore for the event. That'd be cool. Dead ghost hunters, and then like you find their equipment and you use that equipment, you know? Oh, yeah, and the freaking throne. All right. So for meeting our next goal, for meeting our next goal for the month, on the last day, we're going to give away some merch. We're going to give away some merch. Hi, Mr. Song. Hello, friend. So we are going to start off. Kitten Kills. Thank you for the 6 months. The lovely thing about Fourth Wall, other than having to scroll down 15 years, is the ability to gift merch to chat. So when the time comes, I will let you know what to do. It'll be here shortly. Unfortunately, there's no quick button to this. I do have to go through the process every time. Oh, I'm super zoomed in. I was like, what the fuck? If I were to guess when console come out, if I were to guess, I'd say probably the back half of October. Probably like October. I don't know. Hopefully October like 15th or like closer to that. Not October 25th or some shit. Hopefully it's before Halloween. So I'm assuming it will be, but we'll see. I mean, console's going to be releasing basically at the same time. So it's going to be a lot. 'Tis going to be a lot. Sweetly Dark, thank you for the 4 months. Hello. All right, let me log into this and then we'll be ready to rock. Fritzy, thank you for the 8 months. That'd be great. Yeah. Yeah, agreed, dude. Agreed. Again, we're hopeful. We're hopeful. Okay. So here in a second, something will pop up in chat. You will hear a noise. You will hear a noise. We are going to start out. We're going to start out by giving away a Plushies Attack shirt. The processing of everything just takes 15 years. So come back when console is released and it should be coming out. Never played Super into Paranormal stuff. That's cool. Love that shirt. Me too. 2026. There it is. There it is. Type the word join into chat. Join. Type it into Twitch chat. Join if you want to win a Plushies Attack shirt. This is not going to be the only thing. Because we reached the higher end of the merch giveaway, we are doing more. This is the first. You type it once and you're good to go. Join. It'll probably last about 60 seconds and then we're good to rock. Roxy, Jesus. Yes, join. The best part about merch giveaways through Fourth Wall is that if you win, you pick the size, you pick the color, all that jazz. Yeah, it's just the word join. It's not a command. It's just the word join. Yep. Yep. If you're ever curious what it is, you'll always see the pop-up in chat. It'll happen fast, so you might have to scroll back up when it happens. But yeah, just the word join. And then it'll announce the winner and everything. Patience. 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 And there it is, Gromit. Gromit Drago. GG's. GG's. All right, that was just number one. That was just number one. That is not it, friends. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. That is not it. Let me now go over here. Go to another one of my favies. Got any mugs? Actually, I don't know about a mug, but all right, continue on to this. God, I really do wish that there was like a one-click thing. No, I don't have shot glasses. How about a mean mug? Water bottle would be nice. Yeah, I wish I could get like a metal shaker. Like one that I could do through fourth wall. That would be super cool. Anything freeze dope? Heyo. All right, so next up, it's going to be this. This awesome flash pint glass that I use very frequently. Very frequently. It hasn't started yet, Leo. Relax. You'll see it in chat. Just like that. There you go. Join. I use this all the time, and this logo has yet to fade on me. It has yet to fade on me. I love that glass. Love, 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 love. Join. Yes. You see everyone in chat? They're doing it. Yeah, I love this glass. I love it. Need more cups. Oh, you mean, mugs? I don't use it to drink all my special sodas. No, we chug them straight out of the bottle. Chug them straight out. Yeah, just don't put it in the dishwasher. Yeah, I have before, but it's just not recommended because if you put them in the dishwasher over and over and over, it's going to fade. Like that logo is going to peel off. So hand wash them. Yep, agreed. Always need more cups, of course. Listen, I've got like a plethora of 90s jazz plastic cups just ready to go. Who's the winner? Beth! Beth, GG's. Nice. Enjoy the glass, friend. Make sure you click on the link. An athletic cup? Oh, man. Listen. Okay. Easy. All right. All right. All right. Let's do one more. Let's do one more that's a little more substantial, shall we? Shall we? Let me ask you, chat. You guys can tell me. Would you prefer a zip up or would you prefer a pullover? Zip up or pullover? That seems kind of mixed. Do we need a quick 1 minute vote? I think we do. Can we do a quick 1 minute vote? Zip up or pullover? Whichever one wins, that's what it's going to be. No, it's a cardigan. Thanks for noticing. Killer boots, man. Zipper always. I like them both. I like them both. Okay, vote. Look in the chat. This is your chance to vote because whatever one wins this, that's what we're going to give away. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you, mods. Zip up or pull over? See, it's not, I mean, it's pretty close. That is pretty damn close. For once, I got to it before Mir did. Pullover doesn't interrupt the design on front. See, there's the difference though. Let me show you. Look at the zip up though. That's how you don't affect the design. Because I have on here, I've got the FlashForce on the front, and then I've got the design on the back. I'm a thinker, not a stinker. Enjoy the pint glass, Beth. All right, pull over it is. Pull over it is. Would you rather have the Plushies Attack hoodie, or would you rather have the retro hoodie? Plushies Attack is pretty sick. I do really love this one. I love the name design and the back. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do plushies. All right, plushies it is. All right. It hath been decided. I remember for the longest time I couldn't even do merch giveaways like this. Song, you remember this song? Song? Hey, song. This is a part of my old playlist. Yeah, this was one of my starting soon songs. I play it all the time. I would play it all the time. Yeah, so this is the playlist I'm going to use from now on song because it's got over 6 hours of the music that I've added personally to it. Yeah. Okay. Once it processes, you'll see it in chat and it'll be ready to go. And then we'll move on. And then we'll move on. Yeah, there you go, Noel. Yeah, if you're ever curious what song's playing, if you do ! Song, it'll show up. It's not there yet. Relax. Relax yourselves. No preemptive joins. No, no. No, no. No, no. Listen, I get it, you're excited, but don't, if you do it now and you forget to do it when it actually happens, then you won't actually get in. What have you done? I didn't do anything. Balls, I don't think that's how that works. There, now you can do it. Jeez. Relax yourselves. Good Lord. But yeah, there it is. There it is. There it is. Love it. Love it. Love it. Yeah. Name on there in the front. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. Join. The word join. I have not played Panicore yet. No, not yet. I do want to play it though. I think I was talking to Dread about that. I might have to ask Dread if she wants to play at some point because she loves that game. Oh, the song command got everyone panicking. Yeah, that's kind of true. Yeah, that's kind of true. Tater, we'll have to talk. It does look insane. It looks crazy. We'll have to talk. Hey, Fritzy! Let's go, Fritzy! GG's. Make sure you click the redeem link, Fritzy. GG's. Nice. Nice. Cheese and cheese. We do merch giveaways every now and then as well. When occasions happen, things happen. And the nice thing is that it's that easy to join. It is extraordinarily easy to join them. Okay. I think we're good to rock. We are good to rock. So yes, we did the merch giveaway. So if we reach the next by chance, chat would get to choose my Halloween costume that I would have to wear while I walk around with my children and my wife for Halloween. Yeah. Fritzy, enjoy, Fred. No, there's no join. No, you stop. There's nothing else. Relax yourself. There's nothing on the screen for that. Get out of here. Oh, there's another one? Wait, what? Did somebody just do one? Hyper! Oh, Hyper did one. Oh, yeah, type join. Okay, never mind. Type join. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I said some things in anger I didn't mean. I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. That was my bad. I didn't realize. I'm sorry. I thought I was getting trolled. Song one. Let's go. Song one, the zip up. Oh my God. Hyper. Thank you, friend. GG's. Nice. It is not rigged. Stop it. No, it is not. Just because he's a mod doesn't mean it's rigged. Okay? It's well deserved. He's a really cool guy. All right? Oh shit. Even Song said it's rigged. Never mind. It's rigged. Even Song said it's rigged. Never mind. It's rigged. No, Riot. No. You get out. Mr. Chinggis, you get out. I'll win one day or get one about. Oh, I appreciate you. Song rigged it. Yeah, that's probably true. Can you give subscriptions on Twitch? You can. You can. We're not starting a riot. Stop. All right. Well, we know what we're doing now. We know what we're doing, but hey, I've got lanterns now. Thank you so much for the sweatshirt. Of course. Of course. About to buy one. Oh, well, I'm glad that you won. That's awesome. That's so cool. Do not allow Song to take credit. I am the one who rigged it. Okay, Song. I don't know how to tell you this. Hyper rigged it. Take the stream and push it someplace else. Wait. Reminds me of when I won the 2 Rocket League. Oh my God, master. Holy hell. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are now going to continue our no evidence, no sanity runs. Tater is a massive fan of these. I'm also a fan of these. We are doing every single map. So where we left off last time, we did Maple. So now we are moving on to Camp Hoodwind. Camp Hoodwind. Yes, yes. Oh, Miss Pro, thank you for the gifteds. Thank you for gifting to Rice and to Team Joe. Appreciate you. What did that say? Uh-oh, people. Song's pretty good piece. Speed run? We can try. Our goal with these is not perfect games. Our goal with these is to get the ghosts and get the objectives. That's our goal. Because what do I say about perfect games? I think for your dignity, sure, they're great. But realistically, when you look at the amount that you get for a perfect game, you're almost better off just moving on to the next one. Because the amount of money you're going to get for the next run that you would have taken to do the first one, you would get more money out of it. More XP. Just go hide behind the tent and win. No, no, no. Not the bone, right? If I find it, groovy. But if I don't, I'm not stressing about it. What a bop. Quick on Discord. Yes, I absolutely can song. Yes. After stream. It's one of the songs that's a part of the other playlist. Yeah. Okay. I got you. Sir. Yes, sir. Steak and eggs for dinner. Oh, that makes me think of Vegas. That makes me think of Vegas. I miss it. I thought that was part of the song. I was like, what the fuck? That was really well timed. That was really well timed. So many upgrades. I do have a few, but I don't use them. I don't use this. I don't use that. I mean, this I do. I mean, we're not going to use it now. Now it's not going to matter because I don't have sanity. But yeah. Oh, Carly, appreciate you being here, friend. Many of the upgrades. Yes, many. Vegas is so great. It's where I had the best steak and eggs that I've ever had in my life. Yeah, they were incredible. Incredible. They came with a tomato romesco sauce that, like, I would absolutely die for. It's the longest time I've ever spent on a map in Phas. Definitely over an hour. Definitely over an hour. We must have been, like, testing for something. I don't know what. Go to Vegas? It's really, I mean, listen, I'm not even a gambler. We gamble a very tiny bit just for kicks, like off some slot machines. But beyond that, though, I really could give a shit about gambling. So we were there just to have fun. We were there to have fun. We went with for her friend's 40th birthday. Trying to find the bone in Sunny. Listen, I might have had a longer game than that. To be fair. Flew there to see a concert. Nice. We don't gamble either. Just go for the food, shows, and shopping. Yeah, seriously. Stayed overnight in Sunny one time to test the theory. Oh, yeah, that's right. I think I was doing the apocalypse stuff. Yeah. To be fair. Want to see me play a shooter? Oh, my God. I haven't played since console. Yeah. Thank you, Muted. All right, I think we're good to rock. So we now move on to Camp Woodwind. I really don't have any good strats for Woodwind. I really don't. I understand that people loop the tables and all that jazz, and that's fine. I might do that, but we'll see. Go for the circus. We went to a show called Absinthe. Dude, that was awesome. That was so cool. Vegas buffets or something else. We did not do any buffets. We did not. Oh, the difficulty. Thank you. Good eye, sniper. I shoot, you run. Sucks the soul out of you. Yeah, I normally just like loop around the blue tent and like come back around that way. I don't sit around here and hang out usually. No, oh, shoot. I almost didn't have any of my shit.
Alright, we're here.
Crow, thank you for the 6-month prime.
Prepare accordingly before starting the investigation.
Thank you, Beth. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah, seems to be linked to a cursed
Alright.
object. Go and take a closer look.
Ooh, it's foggy.
Investigation.
Okay. No immediate orbicals. I might, I'm probably going to open the gate so that way we can check and see where it is. Hopefully. Okay, it's over to the right. Smudge, smudge, cruci, lighter, this. Crucifix, EMF, and ghost event. I might get lucky. Maybe it'll come over here and hit one of these. So we'll use that for advantage. It's a mayor? All right. Roger that. Night, Charlie. Have a good one, dude. What's the apocalypse? Apocalypse challenge. Yeah. I hope that with the Halloween update, they do add a few quality of life things, kind of like telling you what the apocalypse stuff does. I would assume that they're going to, but I don't know if they are or not. There's been no talk about it. With it coming to console and it coming to so many people. I'm hoping that they add it, but we'll see. Uh-oh. That's to my left now. The ball just went out of my render distance. The ball just left my render distance. I can't see it anymore. Oh, I heard it to my left. Okay. It just hit a tent. Run! Get out of here, David Attenborough. Topanga, hello. Dude, it's all over the place. It's legit all over the place. I'm so on edge right now. We stand here with the crucifix so it doesn't spawn on top of us. You bitch. Luckily it's fog and I can see. Not a gin. Was it getting stuck or is this a yokai? Try to stay in contact with the devs and them. Yeah. As a Kinetic partner, you have direct access to communication with the team. You sneaky little jit. Wait. Are you a mimic? Wait, it can't be a Jinn. It popped the power. You sneaky snake. I'm gonna put this one there. You sneak. Well, you noticed I was looking for orbs in the camera when we first spawned in. What's up, Zach? Rakesh, hello. How are you? Okay. Now, if the orb is inside of that white tent, it's a little hard to see. I don't know if I can get an angle on it from here. Might have to smudge and go in. Lone Spirit Wolf, have a good one. Yeah, we hear you. We know. That might be what I have to do. I might just have to go back in again. Pray that it doesn't get us. I still got to get a crucifix, too. Okay, was that... I'm sorry, was that directly in front of me? It sure effing was. Okay. Double smudge, yeah. That's an event. How do we know it was an event? Because it walked immediately. Hi, Tash. This thing is everywhere, dude. Literally everywhere. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Okay, I'm confused. How are the ghosties? I'm a little confused. Is it a Raiju? Did it speed up because of the EMF over by the gate? Thanks, David. We'll find out because of this video camera. Okay, I'm more confused now. Yep. Okay. I am officially more confused. Mimic. If it's a mimic, where's the orbs? Are they outside of the map or something? Check outside the bathroom. Oh, you mean like behind the bathroom? Oh, this son of a bitch. Fuck it. YOLO. I kind of want to smudge it first. Did you see the cruci? Seeing things. It might have been the breaker you saw. Turn the lights off? That's not going to help me much. I'm going to smudge it this time. I don't know. It's sped up and I'm very confused. I'm going to get it to get line of sight of me again. If it's normal. It did sprint, yes? I'm not crazy. Imagine if I looked out here and saw them. I think I landed it. Try with some electronics. So I have the EMF over there, and it also walked by the camera. I'm extremely confused because I swear to God, it sprinted during one of the hunts. See if it landed. Yeah, we got it. I swear to God, I heard it sprint. When it was over by the picnic table, Ghosty was over here. I was over here. I heard it sprint, and when I lost it, when I walked away from line of sight, it stopped. So like, okay, that sounds like a djinn, but it can't be a djinn because it kicked the power multiple times. So that must be a mimic. Problem: we don't see orbs anywhere. So I'm getting trolled extremely hard. What's up, A-Rod? Prox, how are you? Unless I just pretend it's not a mimic and the sprint was a fluke, which doesn't make any sense. Game's like, hey, watch this. Yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing. Okay. Whatevs. Darkmorn, hello. leaning towards yokai again. Like, if it's not one of the other ghosts. Brighter, thank you for the prime. That's the second time that I've done that where it did not come over here. I think it's a yokai. But I got thrown for such a loop with this ghost because I swear to God it sprinted at me. Oh, I'm so confused, but I'm gonna lock. I'm gonna lock in yokai though. Coach knows.
Welcome back.
Okay, now I'm really confused. So it walked over an electronic and it didn't speed up. I'm so confused. So that speed up makes sense by the gate. That speed up made sense. But then it came back over there and it didn't speed up again, dude. Why Raiju, no Raiju? I don't know. That was the most confusing shit ever. I got nothing. I don't know. Pizza, welcome in. Broken Raiju, I guess. That was awful. All right, moving on.
We've arrived.
Just hate it here sometimes, you know?
And get set up before investigating.
See you on Wednesday. Bye, Shade. I'll see you then, friend. I will see you then. Did you turn off the electronics or move them? I had one of them by the gate and I had another over by the middle post where it walked over and it didn't speed up. Yeah. He for sure walked past the gate. I got nothing. All right. Sound like that never even happened. I'd say cut to, but I'm going to include it anyway, so it's fine. Win or lose, we're still going to do it. It's fine. Crucifix, escape, and repel. Is it Willow? Thank goodness. Willow's our house. Our roadhouse. What we tell you about breaking the screens? I get angry. I'm sorry. Camera was thrown, not placed, so it was off. That might have been what it was. But I feel like I think it still went by the gate where the EMF was or close to it and didn't speed up again. I think I threw myself for a loop on that one. Yeah. I think I was just mentally ready. Uh-oh. Hello? The ghost really hates that pet. All right. Okay. All right. We need headlamp. Crucifix, escape. Okay. If we need cruci escape, we might as well grab some salt while we're here and another smooge. Poor Willow. Here, let's put Willow back. Hey, no, no, no. You take it back. That's you. You know you like that cat. It's your favy. All right. I think we're ready to rock. Let's go. Ooh, boner. Interesting. Oh, hey, how are you? Get back here. Where are you going? She left me. Hey. Be my friend. No TV for you. It's after bedtime. Oh, Jesus. Hey, how are you? Are you gonna hunt from here? I do need the crucifix you'd eaten, so thank you. Now I need to repel you and figure out what the hell you are. All right, Dread. Hi, Dread. We were talking about you. Nicorita, thank you for the 2 months. All right. So I'm pretty sure it's a normal ghosty. I'm pretty sure that Blinkies were normal. Dread's laugh is very contagious. Just got home. Was that Spirit Halloween? How much did you spend? All of it. It's a challenge mode. Vulnerable. Only 45? Oh, that's not bad. Why is it not hunting? It's not in here. What does that mean? Well, if you go back to the beginning of the VOD and you scroll forward to the part where it starts, it's going to be the easiest way because then you can see all the things for it. You sack of shit. Did you just cut the power off again? Jesus Christ. Fucking God. Are you a banshee? We already knew you're not that. Get out of here. Get out of here. It ate the other crucie. That's why I wasn't hunting. No. Before that. Before it even ate the crucie. Because it kicked the power and ate the crucie, but way after. Running away from the ghost ball. Hey, that is a legit strategy. You realize that if you don't get hit by that ghost ball, you don't lose any of your sanity? Tripax, what's up? Ghost doesn't like the power. No, it doesn't seem to. But you don't have any. I know, but I don't want to get farted on. I mean, you're venting on me, but that's not very stalker-ish. You know what I mean? Fair enough? I think so. Oh my God. Don't do it. At least it's not a BGM fart. Woof. Woof. Ooh, she just kicked that light off. Stupid ghost popping up out of nowhere. Did you guys ever notice that horizontally on the cross, they look like baseballs? Is that quiet enough for a miling? Spaceballs? May the Schwartz be with you. Okay. We get it. How's it go, Snake? Super sus of you. Alright. I'm gonna go get a parabolic. We're gonna go get a parabolic. Devil's daughter, thank you for the 9 months. Appreciate the Twitch, baby. Get that guy. Bring another one of those guys. One of these guys just because, well, for funsies. Banshee, it's what I'm feeling. It's a normie, that's for sure. Give me you. Just in case you kick the power. Right. We're going to wait until it hunts. So we're going to go running in there. Hopefully not die. We're going to smudge. You son of a bitch. See, look, you can run away from the ghost ball. You can run away from the fat. Ghosty. Hello. I have no more crucifix fixes. Be a shame if you haunted me. What's up, sweetheart? Meh. Hey. I'm pretty sure it got hit. That's why it avoided me. That snake in there? It's her. Can you take a picture of the ghost ball? You cannot. Negative. Sinister. Thank you for the lurk, friend. What's up, Raya? Not a single whisper. You suck. Do Moors have 4 spirit box? They do. You're a tricky little ghosty, aren't you? You bitch. Buzz buzz. No, if it was a Raiju, it would speed up with electronics. I was only kidding. How dare you? I'm sensitive. If it is a Banshee, we're just getting trolled really hard. Kind of easy. Wow. Wow. It's not very nice. Seems to be the theme. Trolly ghost? Yeah. Bye, Emily. Twins? No, I don't think so. The speed seems pretty normal. How are you, Miss Dogan? Hi, Mr. Rafa. Ghost am I leaning towards? I don't even know now. Why is it not hunting? I'm not in the room. I mean, shit. Could be a Goryo for all we know. It's not a Myling, right? Is that a Myling? What's your face? What's up? That seemed very... That's a noisy Myling? Yeah, but did you notice how quiet it was? Right there? Oh, F it. Bring another one. Can it be a spirit? I don't know if I've done an official... I haven't done a spirit demon timer yet. But I totally can. Get a couple of these guys in there just because life... It's going to hunt from like in here-ish, I think. You bitch. Kitchen. Where am I from? United States. Taking a risk. This could be bad for us. Your rough days getting hit by the hurricane. Oh, Cassidy. Finally finally got power in service. Well, I'm glad you finally have power back. Derp Dad, what's up? Checking the weekly. Hey, welcome in. I'm getting trolled by ghosts. I no longer hear footsteps, but it also might be downstairs. It just stopped. What a jerk. Hilarious. So funny. You fell for it? At least you're honest. Come back upstairs, you nerd. That's a miling, dude. That's a miling. We couldn't hear squat until it walked right up to the door. And no, that door being shut would not stop us from being able to hear the stippy stomps. That's gotta be a miling. I think it was deceiving us because it kept spawning near us. If I had to guess. Raiju.
Welcome back. I've got
Yeah.
some jobs ready for you.
Yeah. Yeah, someone earlier was saying how the flashlight test doesn't work. Oh, it absolutely does. 100%. Imagine. 100% works. Nice. All right, next. That took way too long. Gotta fly through it. That was way too long. All right, let's floor through this one, yeah? Let's see what we have. Oh, never mind. Motion, ghost, and wit. Is that an event? Shit.
Going to be a tough one. We've had reports of violence, and it looks
Well, never mind.
like a hurry.
So that whole fast thing? Yeah, I'm not in the mood. Shit, I forgot my headlamp. Let's create the headlamp. Dio make up for it? Oh, that'd be nice. That'd be super cool. We need you. It needs to do an event. We're going to bring him another smudge. Or just an easier ghost, right? Head to bed. Bye, JLB. Have a good one. Thank you, friend. Appreciate you hanging out. We have our lighter, crucifix, smudgies. We'll come back out for those things here in a minute. It's not an Oni, is it? I don't think she was like ridiculously visible, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Prestige for the first time. Nice. Wait to see if it gives us a fat. Put that there. I'm sorry. Is it upstairs now? Hey. Wait a minute. Wait, was she bent over backwards or was she literally walking backwards? Okay, never mind. We're good. We're good. I thought she was just walking backwards. I'm like, oh, that's what Obake's do. Smelling a bake a cake? I don't know. That's a feature that's still in the game. I believe so. You bitch. Why? Obake's walk backwards. Sometimes they do when they shapeshift. Yeah. It's obviously a bug. Thank you, Ms. V. It was still hunting, but I heard it cut the power over here, so I knew where the power was. So it keeps hunting from upstairs, huh? So we're gonna have to go up there. Very normal ghost. Extraordinarily normal. Move the motion sensor too? Yeah. I'll move it. When we go upstairs, I will. Smudged. I missed. Fuck. I tried. The cooldown on the camera killed me. Cooldown on the camera got me good. You. Crucifix. Pajamala. Blech. Let's try here. I have no chair. I don't... Shit, I fucking failed. So many failed photos. Just need one good one. Couldn't see her. I did get the event. This is true. Oh, fuck. Coffee Cat, welcome in. How was your stream? All right, I think we have a Raiju again. We need to hurry up. Welcome in. Are we sure this time? I think so. Coffee Cat, Honey Money, hello. It was good, 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 good. Good, good, good. All right, this El Stinko. Bring another one of these for kicks. That thing definitely was speeding up with my electronics. Oh, we turn on the light over there. Miss Goosey. That light's on. That's on. Okay. If it spawns over there, I'm screwed. Another event, please? Subtitles are just funny. Yeah, they're not exactly the most accurate thing in the world. Heading to town. See you, dude. It's easy, just don't die. Roger that. Got it that time. Now, what I think I'm going to do, though, I think I'm going to have her hunt just to be 100%. I have some big trust issues. After that ghost that we had at Woodwind, I have so many trust issues. This time it's a yokai. Roger that. Guitar, hello. It was your birthday. Well, happy belated birthday. Trust issues are real with this game? Yeah, confirmed. Why is it not hunting? I didn't smudge. Now listen, am I crazy or did it not sound like it sped up like a Raiju? I really, really hate to say that, but it definitely didn't sound like it. Is it a Raiju? I don't know anymore. Here, I'm gonna put this down here. That speed up sounded very normal. Question about nightmare mode. If you're playing with other people, will the ghost increase speed per person killed? Or does it extend the hunt? It extends the hunt. Yeah, it extends the hunt. All right, we're waiting this time to see what it does because now I'm just super sus. It may have already had like the amount of line of sight speed as to the same as what a Raiju would be when it hits electronics. But we're about to find out. When we hear it hit the motion sensor, we'll know. What was the electronics disturbance sound? Oh, that was my headlamp. See this? I hope I hit it. It didn't speed up. To be very clear. I have no more smudges, so this is our YOLO. This is our YOLO. And I hope that that smudge landed, because if not, well, shit. Dash, thank you for the follow. Okay. I'm very confused. Okay. Okay, I'm not the only one that heard it and now is questioning it, because it did not speed up with this motion sensor that's down here. It 100% did not. I just placed the video camera. This is so confusing. Like, I'm not the only person that heard it. It absolutely started sprinting with electronics. It didn't speed up. Well, that time it didn't. No. But I swear to God, it sprinted the other time. Might be Mimic. I don't have orbs anywhere. I just went upstairs and looked in the rooms for orbs. Couldn't find them. What about if it was just line of sight? I don't know if it had line of sight long enough to be that fast. Very normal. Very normal. Okay. So, if we just got duped to thinking it was a Raiju, it was just line of sight speed. Where's my other crucifix? I have no idea. There it is. YouTube video about gear, other than just the games that we normally play. I don't have any YouTube video that just explains all the gear. Any evidence? No, this is a no evidence run. It's no evidence and no sanity. There has been a ghost fart. There has not. But I'm pretty sure that the visibility wise, it's normal. Where's it coming from? It's coming from far over that way. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Throws seem pretty normal. I mean, even the odds of this being a mimic are extraordinarily low. Imagine I walk in and see an orb. I'd be so pissed. Hey, Spork. Not yokai. let's go mark out what ghost we know it's not. Because now we need to start playing the game. Now we need to start playing the game. Has it changed rooms? I think it has. I think it has changed rooms. Oh no, my headset's starting to die. If it's better to use level 2 or level 3, if there's maybe some level 3 that might be worse. Some level 3 items worse than lower. I think it's just a taste. Because like, I don't like using the tier 3 salt because it slows the ghost down, but some people want to slow it down. I like the tier 1 smudge because it doesn't change the speed of the ghost. The tier 2 and the tier 3 do. So it's just really depend. What I would personally do is I would try to get all the way through 100 and then try all tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 and decide which you like the best. Because me telling you what I like might be helpful, but I know most people do not prefer tier 1 smudge. But I do. Well, I do. Thorn, hello. Trash, thank you for the 12 months. And Mark, thank you for the 7. Yeah, so it just depends. The grudge be crawling. Yeah, it do be crawling, though. My headset's gonna die, which is not good because I have no way of recharging it right now. No way of recharging it right now. All right, so we know that it's not a fast ghost. We know it's normal. I haven't seen an orb anywhere. Probably not that. I think it's normal blinks. I don't even know if have I even tested for a wraith. I mean, it definitely has not stalked us. If it's a banshee, I mean, maybe a banshee because it's on the upper floor and it can't stalk across floors. It's possible, I guess. Imagine if it's a wraith though. That would suck. What a shitty wraith. Came back to the game after a long time. Stop when there wasn't even different level items. Oh my goodness. Hi, Casadilla. Hi. Excuse me. Did it just Yuri the front door? What the fuck? EMF, it's too late. I don't have an EMF. Not up here anyway. Do it again, Ghosty, you won't? It shut the door, so I thought it was hunting. I'm like, why don't I hear the ghost at all? And then I heard the door shut. Sin. Oh, thank you for the dono. Oh, you didn't have to do that. Thank you, friend. Acting like a Ure, I'm fairly certain we just saw it do its ability unintentionally. I think it used its ability and then it started hunting after. Because then we heard the door shut sound whenever it locks when the ghost is hunting. I would love for it to use its ability again, though. The fact that it used its ability means that it's going up and around this area somewhere. Out of all this, dude, that line of sight speed, I'm so just absolutely lost by what the hell just happened. So confused. No on the mimic? I sure hope not. If it is, then there's orbs hiding somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. Rice, thank you for the 19 months. Hello. If you're confused, you can go for a mare. This is true. This is true. Or I can count to 8 and the ghost will shut the front door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Thought I had it. 7 1/4, 7 1/2. Come on, you know you want to do it. You know what? You know what it was doing before? It was being really mean. It did it whenever I was doing this. If it's not a Ure, then I can't explain half of the shit that we just witnessed. It's a mare. It's stupid. Oh, Sid, thank you for the follow and the sub. Thank you, friend. Appreciate you. Hey, do the Tig. They're not hiding in the walls or anything, are they? Imagine if it's a freaking mimic. I'd be so upset. There's no orbicals to be had anywhere. Hey, just shut the door, stupid. Do it. Come on. It's really easy. Players who see through the walls, I know. Wall hacks. Oh, cool. Blinky Blinky. You're so awesome. Based on what we just had happen to me, I'm going to go Ure. My headset's about to die. Is it downstairs? It keeps roaming between downstairs and upstairs. It keeps going between them. Yeah. I didn't say goo. Oh. Imagine if the door would have shut right there. That'd have been hilarious. Come on. I hope that we're right. I hope we're right. Wow.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
Once. What a butt. Agreed upon. What a cheek. Yeah, the door shut and then it was super delayed. Yeah. Hey, Jocelyn, how are you? Oh, my Lanta. Oh, my Lanta. Oh, man. Guys, I don't want to call it there, but I am tired and my headset's about to die. We might need to call it there. I know I'm not finished the maps. I know. What I could do is I could start or end Wednesday by finishing it. I hate to make it in like a 3-day adventure. The beginning of the stream was pretty chaotic. So there was a bit of a delay. But yeah. Only 6 a.m.? Okay. Oh, it's a little earlier for some of you. Such an early night. I know. I'm tired. I did not sleep well last night. Did not sleep well last night. Oh, Blood Staple, you got me something on Throne. Ooh. If I have to switch to my wired headphones, I can. They're earbuds. But I mean, if all else fails, if it does die on me. All right, let me see. Throne. It says anonymous. Oh, wait a tick. Thank you, Spork. Wait a gosh darn second here, Batman. Hold on. Hold on. You did not. Blood sample. You did not. They got me the Stream Deck. Blood sample. I like my wireless. I do too. I think my problem is I have the cable that I charge them in. I think I have it plugged into a bad outlet, so it's not actually charged when it should be. Blood sample. Excuse you. That is stupid freaking kind. What is your problem? Seriously. Dude. Plug mine into a hub I have for myself. Yeah, I need a better one. I need a better one. Blood sample. That's insane. Thank you so freaking much. Holy shit. Well, that's going to be a lot easier for buttons. I literally have two smaller stream decks stacked inside of like an Etsy container. Friend, thank you. Oh my God. That is crazy. Thank you. Monitor charging stuff as well, having external SSD in the file. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. Guys, thank you for the stream. Thank you for the freaking everything, man. Holy shit. That's YouTube's, thank you guys. TikTok, thank you. We'll be back for Wednesday for more fun. Oh my Lanta. Oh my Lanta. Oh. All right. All right, headset, I need you to last. I need you to last, headset. No, thank you guys so much for an amazing stream, an amazing month. You're gross. How dare you? No, I appreciate you guys, man. You guys are nutty. Nutty. Guys, if you're not in my Discord already to get all the updates of all the things that are happening, that's there. All my socials there. So when I post the weekly videos, I always post them to YouTube. Always. No butt tattoo. No, sorry. No cheek tattoo this month. We'll have to try again maybe next year. Nope. No cheek tattoo. Don't you sad face. Yeah, this is how far we got. We got to the merch. We got to the merch. I appreciate you guys. If you won, enjoy. If you won, enjoy. Bible thump. Wow, song. Wow, dude. Too soon. Too soon. Murphy, thank you for the bits. So much fun this month. Here to the next. Oh, I appreciate you. Yeah, I got to come up with a goal for next month. I don't know what the goal is going to be. Did they remove that? Song, did you not know that they removed it? Wow. They ran out of they ran out on the copyright for it. Yeah. Thank you, Dread. Appreciate you always, friend. Yeah, they don't have the copyright for it anymore. Yeah, the dude, Twitch news. Twitch news. Instead of 24-hour stream, do back-to-back 12 hours, just lose the entire weekend. Okay, that's like purposely trying to be mean. I mean, listen, if the goal was high enough, my wife would probably understand, but still. Wait, I'm going to steal that. Just do one 12-hour followed by another 12-hour? That's actually not a bad idea. They did announce it a while ago, and they have like new emotes to replace it too. Sinister, I appreciate every last one of you nerds beyond compare. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. Seriously, for everything you do, hanging out in the stream, chilling, like being here, being in the community, having to look at Roxy's gross messages. Ugh. I resemble that nerd remark. You're welcome. But no, you guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys so freaking much. How rude. Don't you tanner me. Imagine being a nerd. Imagine being a nerd. I do like that idea, Chinggis. We might have to steal it. If you guys have ideas for sub goals that you like, or you're like, ooh, you know, it'd be a good one, always feel free to put them in the sub chat. We do have a sub chat in the Discord. You're not a nerd. Yes, you are. You're here. If you're here, you're a nerd. That's inevitable. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. It is a compliment. I have a nerd emote. Where's my nerd emote? It's a really good one. It looks just like me. Where's it at? There it is. Look, I got the little spinny hat, broken glasses, braces, the whole nine. How about community suggest new games? Maybe like community chooses game kind of thing. Always a possibility. Always a possibility. Man, some of these throwback songs. Holy shit. That one's a better picture of me. Wow. Night packing for the trip to Disney. Oh, that's right. Roxy's going to be there for 2 weeks, which is nuts. That's going to be so freaking fun. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Murphy. Dude, you're going to have so much fun. The fact that you guys have so much time there that you can build in your break days so you're not just going ham every single day. You're going to appreciate being able to just any chance you get, Roxy, any chance that you get where you feel like your feet are starting to feel it, take a break. Stop, take a break. Don't like push, take a break. Because trust me, you are going to feel it. In 2 days, we walked 20 miles. So really good shoes, really good shoes, and take breaks. Trust. Thank you, Miss Dogan. I appreciate it. Your feet will appreciate it so much. It's too easy to do 30K steps in a day. Yo, yeah. Especially if you're there, nonstop walking. Those Sketcher Go walks. All right, guys, listen. We're going to go raid. By the way, I have a raid button now. So that way I don't have to continually type in all the shit. Look at this. If you're a follower, there's the first one. If you're a sub, there's the second one. If you're a tier 3, there's one for you. It only took me like 4 years of streaming to add a raid button. It only took me that long, Chingus. I would always just type it in really quickly. Yeah, but now the tier 3 one has the Kappa flash. Goes to make a raid button. Seriously, set some delays. Super quick delays between the two messages and then like a second delay between the others. Gold. Absolute gold. All right. I'm going to assume. Yeah, I think he's still going. He's still going. Guys, we got to go say hi to Cheebs. Cheebs is playing Lockdown Protocol. We have no choice. We are going to go say hi to Cheebs. Guys, this is obviously not correct. I don't know how this got so effed, but this down here is correct for today. So holy shit. Holy shit. And also we reached this, which was insane. Crazy ass month. Got to figure out the goal for next month. We'll talk about it. We'll figure it out. All the things, but you guys are awesome. Thank you all so much for such an amazing month and an amazing stream. Ass month. So Chiba's not even in the game yet, which is perfect. It's perfect. So we are going to go say hi to this nerd and we are going to make him read every single chat message. Do not forget, Chiba is basically Ron Burgundy. He will read any message you put in chat. It doesn't matter what you say. So if you want to say some wild shit, please feel free because he will read it. And he'll even say your name after. Gonna start the game in 2 hours. This is facts. Gonna extend the stream another 2.5. Wait. Oh, his stream? Hell yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, one more time. If you guys are not on the Discord, there you go. If you need the socials, they're there. If you're not following the Midnight Society, please go follow all my friends. Chiba, one of our amazing members. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow on Wednesday. Bye.